Absolutely, yeah. So I've been in the industry for basically all of my professional life, so some 30 years of software development experience. My previous role was in the observability space as Vice President of Engineering at Instana, so that's pretty close to the domain. This one I think is taking it a bit further. While observability is mostly reactive and understanding when things are going wrong or are about to go wrong, I think chaos engineering is the next natural step, because it's all about trying to find the unknown unknowns. Yeah, and this is what basically brought me to steadybit, where I have joined in the role of Chief Product and Technology Officer. So I'm basically responsible for everything product and engineering related. Yeah, this one is close to my heart, right? So if you have a look at how the editor looks, I mean, first thing we need to realize, chaos testing is about exploring, right? You want to understand the model of your software better. You want to understand better how your software works under real-world conditions. And exploration requires a certain degree of playfulness, and playfulness requires a strong degree of safety, right? And this is basically what the experiment editor is optimized for. So first of all, we try to abstract away all the technical intricacies of doing chaos engineering. So you don't need to necessarily understand how to interact with the underlying infrastructure. We make sure that everything is intention revealing, that there aren't any surprises. So if you have a look at the experiment editor, it lends itself to really describe what you are trying to achieve instead of trying to concentrate on the technical details. The whole thing reads almost like a story, and then we try to give you as much support in designing your experiment as possible. So everything is declarative. Whenever I'm selecting what I want to interact with, I will get immediate visual feedback, so that there aren't any surprises. Everything can be changed at a click. So if I'm, for example, in a game day situation where 200 people are watching what I'm doing, I don't need to fiddle with code. I can basically just drag and drop whatever I'd like to do. I can change this on the fly. So I believe it's made to make the experimentation part, which is the core of any chaos engineering activity, as fun and as safe as possible. Yeah, I think the most important thing to understand here is that the one gap that we absolutely need to bridge with chaos engineering is the one between the people feeling the pain, the first line of defense, which would be your SRE team, your platform team, maybe your quality assurance team, and the people who actually need to take the steps to stop things from burning, which in most cases are the engineering team, right? So steadybit, or chaos engineering in general, is all about the interaction between your applications and the underlying infrastructure. And that means that the most important part about this collaboration is actually the knowledge transfer between the people caring for the infrastructure, understanding what can go wrong with the infrastructure, and the people writing software to reliably run on that infrastructure. So, and for that particular use case, steadybit contains quite a few dedicated features. So I think the most prominent one is the template editor, and you are seeing a selection of the templates that come out of the box with steadybit here. But you can basically codify your book of knowledge that you have as a SRE team, so that that engineering teams starting with chaos engineering don't need to start with a blank slate, but can instead just follow a set of prescribed steps and arrive at an experiment that you know will be helpful for their particular context. Another feature that we've implemented is what we call reliability advice, which are highly customizable. So if there's any good practice you've discovered for the use of the platform that you are developing for your engineers, then you can represent that as a reliability advice. And for the teams, this will basically check automatically whether they are in compliance with the good practice that you've defined for your platform, and offers advice on how to fix any misconfigurations, and then takes it a step further to give you a suggestion of experiments that you should be running to see whether everything works as expected in practice. Yeah, so I think that one is a key differentiator of steadybit, because you need to realize that chaos engineering only needs to happen in sufficiently complex environments, and these environments are special in some sense basically for every customer. So there's no possibility any chaos engineering provider on the planet can interact with all pieces of infrastructure out there. There might be proprietary systems, there might be legacy systems that aren't widely supported anymore. So from the ground up we built steadybit to be completely extensible by third parties, so that us not being able to support part of your infrastructure shouldn't stop you in adopting chaos engineering practices for your complex system. So we are providing developer training, a Golang SDK, lots of support for third-party developers to basically connect to any of their infrastructure components that we can't support, and when they do, by writing the necessary glue code, they will benefit from the whole user experience of steadybit, so it will automatically be integrated in the access controls, in the drag and drop experiment editor and so on, right? So in my opinion, that is a key enabler for chaos engineering at scale. Yeah, so I think the biggest takeaway is that the topic is still going strong. I guess that's partially due to compliance and regulatory requirements. So for example, we have Digital Operations Resiliency Act. What we are also seeing is that, that the verticals or business domains in which this is surfacing the most seem to be converging. So there's a strong focus on online retail and SaaS solution providers, which makes sense since there's actually revenue and reputation at stake for them if something goes wrong. And yeah, I think one thing that looked a bit different this year is I've seen more deciders at the conference. So we weren't only talking to individual contributors, but also people planning for large-scale reliability engineering exercises. So that was a bit of a surprise. Yeah, and when it comes to what's on the roadmap, so we are currently right in the middle of a three-stage initiative to improve the reporting capabilities. We have released a whole set of built-in platform reports to show activity, adoption, and the outcomes of your chaos experiments. And we will take this a step further by, in the end, fully integrating with existing data warehouse capabilities, so that people can not only keep their infrastructure, but also their stakeholders happy by being able to do in-depth reporting on what the outcomes of their activities were.